Hey guys, my name is Miss Business, and this is my 27-week pregnancy update. So, a lot of you might be wondering why I started at 27 weeks, and that's really simple. It's because I got inspired by other YouTuber women that did pregnancy updates, and it really made me feel like I had almost like a support team, even though they gave birth sometimes like years ago. I just felt like I could relate, especially like to the week, 2 week symptoms that have been ever changing. And it took me a lot to start my own channel because I just didn't have the confidence to really talk to people about what I was going through. And also, I've just been feeling just not myself since I got pregnant. So let's get into the symptoms. First, my cravings, which have been probably the same throughout the whole pregnancy, are cheese, which I want for breakfast, lunch, dinner. And I do try to limit because they have a lot of fat, but I do crave cheese all the time. And I'm a vegetarian, so on top of craving cheese, I feel like I crave the protein that isn't cheese. I also crave chocolate, fruit, especially berries, and anything that's spicy. I will literally have hot sauce on my eggs in the morning, which people think it's weird. But if that's what the baby wants, that's what she wants. Oh, and I'm having a girl, by the way. So the first symptom I want to talk about is the round ligament pain, which didn't start this week, but it's definitely been stronger than it was other weeks. And every time that I'm doing a sudden movement or that I walk for too long or work out for too long, it's going to be like a pulling sensation in my lower stomach. And it's very sharp, but it's not painful. It's just sharp and kind of annoying. The second symptom that I noticed is that the baby now kicks when she's hungry. And I think that's really cute. And as soon as I start eating, she'll kick like a little more, but then she'll settle right down. The other thing is that I had a huge growth spurt in my belly. I went from barely showing to having kind of like a rounder, harder belly, which I don't mind, but I still haven't told my job that I'm pregnant. So it's getting kind of like harder and harder to hide. But we do wear like a pretty loose uniform. So, I mean, I don't think they noticed. I hope not. The other thing is that I am always hot, and we've been going through a heat wave this week, which doesn't help. But even when I'm in the AC at like 60 or 70 degrees, my cheeks are flushed and I'm kind of having hot flashes, which I'm not used to because before I was pregnant, I was always cold, and now I feel like I'm just always hot and like always need to be seeking the AC or like cold beverages. The next symptom I've been experiencing is actually a good one, is that I've been having a lot of energy. And when I say a lot of energy is as much as I did before I got pregnant, which means that I go to the gym 6 days a week and I work 32 to 40 hours a week on my feet. No problem. I still sleep 6 to 8 hours, which is different from a couple months ago where I needed at least 10 hours. The next symptom, which is not so good, is that my gums have been bleeding a lot. Like every time I brush my teeth, it's like a bloodbath in there. And I've gone to the dentist about 3 months ago, and they told me my gums were a little inflamed, but it was nothing to worry about. And since then, I was using Tom's from Maine, like organic toothpaste, and I switched to Crest for sensitive teeth and gingivitis because I wanted something stronger, and now I use mouthwash and I floss more. I did see a reduction in the bleeding, but it's still like bleeding a lot, which is not fun. And yeah, it's gross. The other new symptoms is when I bend down, I'm actually like have to let out like a sound because it's just getting like harder to bend down without like constricting my airways, because my belly's getting bigger, which I've never experienced because I've always had like a small waist and I've always been fit. And also that's coupled with the shortness of breath, which you can hear right now. For my workout, I've always really liked to do heavy weightlifting, and I just don't think that I can do that anymore for now. There's a lot of exercises that just, without being core exercises, just like engage the core a lot. Like for example, like deadlifts or like heavy bar squats. And I've been trying to do those, and I did for like the first 6 months. And now I switched to mostly like body weight exercises and cardio because I just felt like this tugging sensation when I did like a lot of exercises, and I just don't want to injure myself with a baby. So I've just decided to switch to an all cardio plan, which is actually making me look good because it's shredding a little bit of fat, um, but not too much. And at the same time, it's just showing the definition of my muscles more than when I was doing the heavy weightlifting. So now let's move on to my doctor visit. So I went to my doctor 3 days ago, and she did a complete blood count as well as the dreaded glucose test. Everything came out normal, but when I was looking at the normal ranges for the complete blood count, I did see that my iron was a little low, and that's probably due to the fact that I don't eat meat. So, whew, I've looked at vegetarian sources of iron, and I found that actually tofu had a lot of iron, and most beans have a lot of iron. So I'm gonna up that, and that's gonna be good because it's also gonna give me more proteins. The other thing that was kind of alarming to me, but my doctor didn't call me about it, so I don't think it's bad, is that my white blood cell count was a little high. It wasn't like high, but it was on the verge of being not normal. It was pretty high. And I read that that could be due to my body fighting an infection. So now I'm just worried that it might be something to do with my teeth, well, my gums. And I'm going to schedule a dentist appointment as soon as possible to get that checked out because I don't feel sick otherwise. So I don't think that it would be like a cold or the flu, but it could be a gum infection, which is serious because it could potentially go to the baby, which would not be good. My glucose test was also normal. It was 134 milligrams per deciliter, but the normal range was between 40 and 140. So again, it was a little high, so I'm gonna consider just switching over to a higher protein and lower carb diet, which can be hard because I work 9 to 10 hours on my feet, and sometimes I just need like the carb energy to keep going. So before I show you guys my belly, I just wanted to make a short little disclaimer that I'm sorry if the quality of this video sucks, but this is my first video, and I I'm not like a pro at editing or at making videos, and also I just don't have a good external microphone, but I feel like the more I get used to it, the better the videos will come out. So hopefully it will go uphill, not downhill. So this is me from the front. This is on the side. Alright, I will see you guys next week for the 28 week.